What is your most high-profile job that you've ever done, and was it at all different than everything you do every day?
High profile. Well, we're from Kentucky, so there's not going to be much profile that we could really utilize. I don't know. I'd have to say, yeah, we've met Ron White, Tater Salad, the comedian. You know that guys, and his brother-in-law is a comedian too, owns a tequila company, and I happen to like tequila, so we've been doing a lot of rapping for their RVs, promotional stuff, and been able to actually kind of hang out with those guys the past couple of years. So that's, for us, kind of a cool thing to deal with some comedy guys and rapping their vehicles and some of their promotional vehicles. So that would probably be for us.
Yeah, I think same if we can group those together.
We
right?
can group. We're married. We're good.
All right.
We're good.
Well, I think that working with Universal Studio is been a pleasure for me to get to see so many things that behind scenes. There's so much that I want to go on social media and say, yeah, I did this, I did that, and unfortunately, we cannot always do that. We do a lot of sign a lot of confidential agreement for these companies and to protect their products and their development and stuff like that. We just gotta keep it to ourselves, but I had done some big structure this year. I accomplished several structures over there, and it makes me, every time I look at a step back and I say, wow, I remember when I first started pulling the backing of the first panel and how everything had come together, dealing with the scaffolding, dealing with lift, working third shift, dealing with contractors, bad surfaces. I mean, it's always a challenge. And it breaks the routine from just doing vans, sprinters, and color changeovers. So to me, Universal Studios been a very good experience. I would say that'll be, for me, the one.
I'd say vehicle-wise, we just did we wrapped a car for Tesla for the unveiling of the Model 3. So that was pretty rad to see that, and all the photos had been posted all over the place about it. So that was pretty awesome, you know. And we just finished up the premiere party for the new season of Game of Thrones. We did the entire ballroom at the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood. Wrapped every wall. It was like 5,370 square feet. So it was up for 4 hours, and then we ripped it down. So, you know, it's I got paid for sure, but you know, it was fun, and seeing I do a lot of stuff like that, the red carpet style events, and that type of stuff to me is definitely the most high profile, because you see it on every major TV station and stuff like that. So that kind of stuff's cool.
I think for me, it goes back to the fenders I was talking about earlier. It was for a one-off truck that was being built by Roush Racing, Peterbilt, and Walmart. It was a hybrid semi-truck, and we're doing a partial wrap on that up at Roush Racing in Detroit. Dude, I'm from Dallas. I don't go to Detroit. That's just total different world for me. So being able to go up there and be in Roush's modeling and concept area, working on this truck that's not even built yet. I didn't even see the finished truck until it was back down in Fort Worth at the Peterbilt plant. So completely hybrid, or it was a cross hybrid. Doors would slide back on the side of the truck for like sliding car doors. The driver sat in the center of the truck, didn't sit on the sides. Mirrors were cameras. I mean, it was really wild, really wild.
Yeah, it was cool. Living in Atlanta, we have a lot of sports figures, and we have to sign a lot of confidential agreements like Lewis was talking about. So we can't really talk about a lot of those, but one of the real fun ones we did was Country Music Awards for Little Big Town. We wrapped all their instruments, and it was on television, so it was pretty cool to see all our stuff on the television and see that we did it, and that was a pretty good event.
I think for me, I did a job for Apple opened a store in Amsterdam. They're one of their flagship stores, and that was the first time I worked for Apple. Then I did Barcelona after that, and I thought for me that was really interesting to see how a company of that scale works on levels and stuff like that. And just, I don't know, just the head boss comes in who was just under Steve Jobs at the time, and just to see how he processes and how he works on the levels really was fascinating, and it's stressful. But cool, you know, it was interesting to see that, and that, you know, knowing that you're working on windows that cost $1 million a piece, and if you screw up, and it's, you know, that you're screwed. So there was definitely pressure there, and interesting, and hopefully I used the right blade and didn't cut the window, stuff like that. So, but it was cool. I mean, that for me was the most stressful, but also interesting.
No Wu-Tang Clan? That would have been my
The
top
Wu-Tang
one.
Clan, I can tell you
Come
some
on, dude.
stories.
Yeah. That's what I was. I thought you were going to break out.
That's for tonight.
Okay.
That's for tonight.